看你底下指定人都不行了。
In just a matter of minutes, streets in northern China were transformed into what looked like a winter landscape in the middle of summer. Residents in Gu'an County, Hebei Province, watched as powerful thunderstorms unleashed a barrage of hailstones, covering roads in layers of ice and turning entire neighborhoods white. Videos quickly spread across social media, showing hail piling up on streets, bouncing across sidewalks, and striking vehicles with startling force.
这大哥是狠人，你看没着？呢啊！大哥做梦没想到穿短裤从雪。
At the same time, other parts of Hebei and neighbouring Shandong Province were dealing with strong winds, heavy rain, fallen trees, and localised power outages, as a widespread convective weather outbreak swept across the region. Today, we'll take a closer look at what happened, the damage reported so far, why these storms became so intense, and what officials are still trying to determine. The severe weather event developed across parts of North China between June 3rd and June 4th, 2026. Meteorologists had already been monitoring conditions favourable for strong convection. Regional warnings were issued across Hebei, Shandong, Beijing and Tianjin as weather forecasters anticipated thunderstorms capable of producing hail, damaging winds and short-duration heavy rainfall. The first significant impacts were reported on June 3rd. In Hengshui City, located in southern Hebei Province, thunderstorms rapidly intensified during the afternoon. As the storms strengthened, hail began falling in several areas, prompting local meteorological authorities to issue a hail orange warning at approximately 6:10 p.m. Residents reported sudden weather changes, with dark skies giving way to intense hail and strong wind gusts. In Gu'an County, trees were knocked down, power outages affected some neighborhoods, and at least one color steel structure suffered wind damage, impacting a parked vehicle nearby. As night fell, utility crews worked to restore electricity while local authorities began assessing damage. But the most dramatic scenes would arrive the following day. On the afternoon of June 4th, conditions deteriorated rapidly in Gu'an County, located within Langfang City, Hebei Province. Around 1 p.m., clouds thickened and rain began to fall. Only minutes later, the situation escalated dramatically. At 1:16 p.m., the Gu'an County Meteorological Station issued an orange hail warning as severe thunderstorm activity intensified overhead. Between roughly 1:20 and 1:50 p.m., hail fell heavily across parts of the county. Residents described the hailstones as being approximately the size of quail eggs, while others compared them to large thumbnails. The hail was so dense that roads, sidewalks, and open spaces quickly turned white. In some locations, hail accumulated to depths of nearly 10 centimeters. Videos recorded by residents showed ice covering streets almost like fresh snowfall. The sound of hail striking rooftops, vehicles, and pavement echoed throughout neighborhoods. One longtime resident, who said she had lived in the area for more than 4 decades, described the storm as unlike anything she had ever witnessed before. According to local accounts, the ground became completely white within minutes. Another resident recalled hail falling so intensely that it appeared almost like rain, with water and ice flowing together through streets and drainage channels. The storm's sudden arrival caught many people off guard, including drivers and pedestrians who found themselves exposed as conditions rapidly worsened. As of the evening of June 4th, no deaths, injuries, or missing persons had been officially reported. That is an important detail, considering the intensity of the weather in some locations. However, the storm still caused significant disruption. Localized power outages were reported in several affected areas, particularly where strong winds damaged utility infrastructure or brought down trees. In Hengshui and nearby counties, fallen trees blocked roads and damaged property. Agricultural losses are also emerging as a concern. Reports from affected areas of Hebei indicate that crops, including watermelon fields, may have suffered hail damage. Because hail can destroy crops within minutes, farmers now face uncertainty as local authorities continue assessing agricultural impacts. There have also been reports of vehicle damage and increased calls to repair shops following the Gu'an hailstorm. However, officials have not yet released verified figures regarding the extent of vehicle losses. Damage assessment efforts remain ongoing, and authorities are expected to provide more detailed information in the coming days. One of the most discussed aspects of this weather event involves an unconfirmed report circulating on social media. According to several online posts, a squall line associated with the storms may have produced a maximum wind gust of 42.1 meters per second in southern Hebei. If verified, such a gust would represent extremely powerful wind, capable of causing significant damage. However, it is important to emphasize that this figure has not yet been confirmed by official meteorological authorities in publicly available reports. Until official data is released, the reported gust should be treated as unverified information. What is confirmed is that meteorological warnings indicated the possibility of thunderstorm winds reaching force levels equivalent to approximately 8 to 11 on the Chinese wind scale in some affected areas. Meteorologists classify this event as strong convective weather. These storms develop when warm, moist air near the ground rises rapidly into colder air higher in the atmosphere. That process creates powerful updrafts capable of producing thunderstorms, hail, heavy rainfall, and damaging winds. In this case, atmospheric instability across the North China Plain provided abundant energy for storm development. Strong vertical wind shear, meaning winds changing speed and direction with height, likely helped organize some thunderstorms into a squall-line structure. These organized storm systems can maintain their strength over long distances and often produce widespread severe weather. The powerful updrafts inside the storms allowed hailstones to remain suspended long enough to grow before eventually falling to the ground. Because much of the North China Plain is relatively flat, storms can move efficiently across the region while retaining their intensity. June is also one of the peak months for hail and severe thunderstorm activity across Hebei and Shandong, making this a particularly vulnerable period of the year. As cleanup and damage assessments continue, many questions remain unanswered. Officials are still working to determine the full extent of agricultural losses, infrastructure damage, and any additional impacts that may emerge in the coming days. Meteorologists are also expected to review storm data to better understand the strongest wind speeds recorded during the outbreak. For now, the storms serve as another reminder of how quickly severe convective weather can develop and how dramatically conditions can change within minutes. From hail-covered streets in Gu'an to wind damage and power outages in Hengshui, communities across northern China experienced a powerful display of nature's force during this early summer outbreak. We'll continue following any official updates as more information becomes available. Thanks for watching. If you found this report informative, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for future weather and disaster coverage. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next report.